you, Chris. Now I feel like the Brazilian Vinicius de Moraes who used to go on stage drinking. So I can, since I'm moving back to Brazil, I officially started to drink when I go on stage. I'm going to be reading 3 pieces that are all kind of new. I'll just give a little bit of background. The first poem was published in the Hapner House zine, the Sex edition, and it's very unlikely of me to write a piece like this. But I was doing with Gabe, not sex, but a workshop at the University of Iceland. And one of the poems that I brought was by Zygmunt Herbert, which is one of my favorite poets, who is from Poland. And from this poem, I decided to write a poem back to my favorite poet and include some Icelandic words. So here's the tongue. Inadvertently, he passed his agile tongue on the border of my left ear. King Thokafutl. My ear has pointy teeth. It snatched it. It now lives inside of me, like a grauluda. It brushes against my heart and my diaphragm. It travels all the way down to my vagina as if it was swimming against the bottom of the ocean. It steers trieb, tesão, from the bottom. He whom I deprived of a tongue stares at me with his oblivious dark eyes and waits for a word. Yet I do not know which tongue to use when speaking to him. My broken Icelandic, the new word I just learned, King Thokafutl. The grauluda's right eye migrated so far on the other side of its head, it can only see forward. Like the fish, I am stuck looking fyrir framan. I lack a past. He stands in front of me, lacking his stolen tongue. It lives in me. It has encountered mine, and they have been melting from excess of heavy goodness in my mouth. The last funny story before I read a very serious, more serious piece is that I've been teaching Portuguese in Iceland, and there was one class that there were only female students, and they were asking me for vocabulary to flirt in Portuguese. And then I asked them words in Icelandic. That's how they taught me the word that I mentioned in the last poem. So as you can see, it's all about writing. This is a part of a piece that was published also in Iceland in Other Words, in the beautiful zine that Chris edited and published here. And it's called 1 out of 5. I've been dreaming of mice, small field mice. In my dream, I killed their mother, and now the little ones are orphaned, groping across the floor. I'm afraid to open a cupboard where I think I'll find the mother mouse, the one I killed. Upon waking, I realize my dream isn't truly mine, but remainance of something I've read. The mice in my dream aren't mine. Perhaps they are Clarice Lispector's. Yes, it's Clarice's voice from Forgiving God that has nested inside me, taken possession of my memory. A friend insists it wasn't Clarice, but Juliette Binoche. So my dream isn't mine, it's Kielovsky. In blue, the protagonist, who has lost her husband and daughter in an accident, lives with a family of mice in the house. She ends up killing the mother mouse. Teachers have been on a strike for 5 weeks here in Iceland. Among all the striking categories, only kindergarten, leikskóla, literally school for play, has no ending date. The demand for a salary adjustment and better working conditions agreed upon in 2016 is fair and undisputable. The first week, I embraced the cause enthusiastically, shared childcare hours with a friend. I watched her daughter, she watched my son. It's the 5th week, and I feel like I'm in a misty field without a compass, my gaze reaching nothing in sight. I belong to the same category as the strikers, but the school where I work is private, and therefore will likely never strike. Not everyone knows how much a woman's body, after becoming a mother, loses its ability to reposition itself in the world. If that body is an immigrant, the displacement is even greater. According to Icelandic statistics, 1 in 5 preschool education workers is an immigrant. In 2023, we held 23.3% of the jobs in the fields, but 53% of us were workers serving food and cleaning. When parents collect their little ones in the late afternoon, most of them look at us with grateful smiles, and we exchange a few words. Here in Iceland, I raise other people's children. These children's parents don't know that the one kneeling down with their loved ones is a writer, a translator, much less a researcher who defended a doctorate on Italian poetry. In Iceland, to survive, I sell my motherly body. I sell it by the hour. I sell my lap, my arms, my lullabies, my patience, my inventiveness, my ability to play. I sell 60% of my day caring for the children of others in order to pay bills and raise my own son. When his school went on strike, we lost our only support network in this country. I can only care for the children of others if someone cares for mine. In Kiełowski's film, Juliette Binoche neither kills the mother mouse nor her babies. She observes them, closes the door, withdraws from the scene. I forced myself to look up the film clip, worried about my confused memory and consumed body. Since becoming a mother, I've lived eaten up by the magma of the world's most visceral love. Love that has a wide smile and round cheeks, almond-shaped eyes, thick eyebrows. The other side of this love is the longing for my son's father. We continue to sleep side by side in the same bed, but we share the solitude of having only each other to keep him alive and happy. There are days when we emerge from our exhaustion and finally meet again, almost like in the old days. Every time I walk downtown, I feel this twinge in my chest. I remember when we walked hand in hand through the streets, immersed in winter darkness and surrounded by Christmas lights. I recall the time when Iceland was a stirring desire because it was still unknown to me. The promise of what was to come, the first days of snow, the first storm locked at home, the hot water in the communal swimming pools, the warmth of a shared house. A mystery that navigated and buzzed inside my womb, a bee dazed by the excess goodness of honey, the earth and its tremors, waiting for a new eruption. Thank you. I actually have one more poem. Do I have time to read it? I forgot. So this is like the more hopeful one. So you got sexy, desperate, and now hopeful. And this was also written during the workshop at the university, during the strike. What will be the destiny of this fly trapped in the double glass window? Will it survive the winter? Will it linger on the smooth and cold surface lit by the rarefied sunlight? We too stumble upon the illusion of light, trapped in our faith that something will come of it. While darkness awaits behind the door, I hold you in my lap. I write while you color my hands with ink. Thank you.